You're posting, you're improving, you're showing up. But still, nothing is happening. No followers, no traction, no real growth. So you start thinking, maybe this isn't just working. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I've just missed it. But after having more than 150 conversations on my podcast with founders, curators, and other people building things online, that's not the pattern I see. Most creators believe this. If I put in work, I should grow. If I stay consistent, it should start working. If I improve, people start noticing. It sounds fair. It's not just how it works. Because effort doesn't create growth. Visibility does. Effort creates content. Visibility creates growth. You can be consistent. You can be improving. You can be doing everything right. But if no one sees that, nothing really changes. And that's the frustrating part. Because you're not lazy. You're not inconsistent. You're not even bad at this. You're just doing it unseen.
Yeah, so I started posting on LinkedIn in 2019, again as a uni student, which was a pretty weird thing for a uni student to do. But I was looking for all sorts of, basically any like freelance marketing projects I could get whilst I was studying. I was looking to land those, and I would go to events, I'd email business owners in the local area, I'd send like short videos to them explaining how I could help them. And everyone was kind of like, who are you, right? You're just this 19-year-old kid.
I keep seeing the same thing. The creators don't struggle because they are incompetent. They struggle because they are invisible. And that's the phase that almost every creator goes through, where the effort is real, the improvement is real, the intention is real, but visibility isn't. And from the outside, it looks like nothing is happening. This is the part that messes with you. You post something that you are actually proud of, but it goes nowhere. You check 10 minutes later and still nothing. You start overthinking it. Was it the idea? Was it the hook? Was it the timing? But the truth is, most of the time, it wasn't seen enough to even judge. Some of your content will perform the worst simply because no one really saw it.
As women, when we're brought up in childhood, typically girls are praised more for being polite and being nurturing, whereas boys are praised more for being assertive and even competitive. So even from a young age, we are socialized that girls, that women are polite over everything else and more submissive. And as we get older and as we get into adulthood, that conditioning runs even deeper.
So the default conclusion becomes, my content isn't good enough. But that's rarely the real issue, because the real issue is awareness. Most of the creators don't have a quality problem. They have awareness problem. Not enough people have seen their work. People cannot follow you because they haven't seen you. And platforms, they don't reward effort. They reward attention. What most creators lack isn't effort. It's not discipline, it's not ideas, it's not potential. It's visibility, it's distribution, and it's actually giving your content enough chances to actually be seen. Because growth doesn't come from effort alone. It comes from effort to be seen again and again.
It's a good question, and one I ask myself on the daily, actually. It's a world, the creator space. You know, there's a lot of bravado, there's a lot of people out there that use it, I think, as the way of building ego. For me, off the back of my last exit in 2022, I had 2 periods of really bad burnout in that process. and had a pretty successful large 8-figure exit. And somebody said to me, look, you should be sharing some of these stories because it's not all glamorous. You're not, you don't talk about it from a rose-tinted lens. You're actually very honest with people about the kind of trade-off and the pain to become successful.
So instead of thinking this content isn't working, think this hasn't been seen enough yet. The problem isn't your content. It's how many chances it had to be seen. That's a completely different problem and much more solvable one.
Yeah, I think the growth has been insane. It's a topic I can tell that interests a lot of people, like the intersection of sales and AI. It's one of the hottest industry right now. So there is a lot of interest. People want to learn about tools. People want to learn about workflows. And so I attribute part of the success to this. I think we've been in the right industry at the right moment. And so we've been also very consistent. Since the beginning of the year, me and my business partner shook hands on the fact that we would post 5 times per week. No excuse. And so we've really built that discipline to post every single day. Now we have a team to help us.
This is where most curators stop. Not because they are bad, but because they misread silence. No engagement equals to no potential. No growth equals to no future. So they quit, right in the face when they are still invisible. Most creators don't fail publicly. They disappear quietly.
He said, when I saw them and I saw their English, I was very impressed. So I got on a call, but they couldn't have a conversation. And when we spoke about, work, what they said versus what they did was very different. So the trust in, Indians kind of has gone. I said, look, I appreciate you saying that. Indians, we are a 140 crore population. Everybody is not the same, right? So I'm sorry you had an unfortunate experience, but that is not going to ride on me. So I always say that authenticity and genuine, very important part of being online.
You're not hidden. You're just invisible. And those are two very different things. One means something is wrong. The other means you just haven't been seen yet. Invisible work feels pointless until it isn't. The creators who grow, they are the ones who stay long enough to be seen. If you want more of these patterns from more than 150 podcast conversations to know what actually drives the growth behind the scenes, that's what this channel is about. Subscribe.